Welcome all to this YouTube channel. Now, by the way, there's a list of most corrupt African leaders came out. If you saw that,
Yeah.
and our two leaders, main leaders from Africa, that is William Ruto and
Mr. Lies.
Mr. Lies. That's William Ruto. Mr. Promises, and his
Lies.
counterpart of Nigeria,
Yes.
the sleeping president.
They say Mr. Ruto lies all the times, and all the times Mr. Ruto lies, and that is his nature.
Yeah, and that is nature. Tinubu of Nigeria too was in the list as the second most corrupt in Africa, while William Ruto was the first most corrupt in Africa. And when you see here, Mr. William Ruto, he lies a lot, and he's so active.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so he's corrupt, very active, and he lies a lot. On the other hand, Tinubu is not active. He sleeps, while Ruto is active. So, and these two, they are like two parties, different parties.
The opposite, the difference between the two of them, the distinctive natures, characters, distinctive characters between the two of them is that the other one is active, very active, and the other one is very dull.
So I personally, I think because this one is very active, they are using him to, to accomplish these deals that need people, active people like Haiti, their Haiti mission.
Again, the level of intelligence of Mr. Lies is very, very high.
Most educated president right now.
The level of intelligence of Mr. Lies is very high. That's why people say, even if you want to become a very good thief, professional and smart, you need to go to school. So Ruto is a thief who has gone to school.
Now, these two have been named as most corrupt, but do you think these two alone are the most corrupt, or do you think, because there are people who voted, so do you think there are some other African leaders who are more than them? Like, are all African leaders thieves?
Yeah, all of them are thieves. Not Ruto alone, not Nubu alone.
Or we say African politicians?
No, African politicians are thieves. And you know that. It's not a question of, it's not something you should be asking, because apart from the leaders from the Sahel region, apart from Ibrahim and the Abdurrahmani, and then we have Goita. Those three are showing some leadership, not some leadership. They are showing great qualities of leadership. Like the qualities of leadership we can be able to trace in them.
Okay.
You don't need to ask. You see it all the times. We are doing those videos, we are doing researches, and we can completely admit without fear of contradiction that those are the only leaders we have in Africa. But the rest, corrupt, thieves. They steal money left, right, center. When they wake up in the morning, they think about stealing, and that's the nature of their lives.
One question I've been asking myself, like, why will you steal if you have all this money? For example, Tinubu has like 10 jets, private jets. Why will he need to steal more? Because he has got everything. Yoweri Museveni has captured the country. It's like Uganda is his farm. Why don't you want to make the people, at least steal from people who at least they are surviving, at least they are living? Why are you stealing to people who are surviving? Surviving for the fittest. They don't have water, they don't have food, they don't have, they don't go to school, but you are stealing from them.
I would say, I don't have a clear maybe reason. Rather, I don't know what's I can't give a clear reason, because also I don't know. Sometimes I also ask myself the same question. But let's take, for example, when President Uhuru Kenyatta was leading Kenya, the first president of this country was the father to President Uhuru Kenyatta. Okay? So his father was the first president, and then we had his son as the fourth president, right? And even after having him as the fourth president, we cannot say that during his time in power, we didn't have these issues to do with corruption and what. Still, we had some traces of. The difference between him and Ruto is that Ruto is doing it. He's overdoing it. And so, you see, President Uhuru Kenyatta, they have everything. They have, if there are people who have the biggest lands in Kenya, they are the family of Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta. Okay. But still, he had to fight to become the president. The reason as to why he wanted to become the president is not because he wanted wealth
to protect the.
It's not because he wanted money, or rather, it's because he wanted to protect the maybe the wealth they already have. Okay, and some point again, they even added some. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
And so I think the reason as to why these people do that is because they're trying to build some identity. Okay, they're trying to build some kind of identity, in that you're leaving behind a name that will never be forgotten. Okay, so you want to have it more. It's like you're comparing with the other person. Like, for example, before, when President Ruto was coming into power, he was like saying, he was condemning Uhuru Kenyatta, saying, you see, these people with some other MPs of his.
Yeah.
You see these people, they have got lands in Kenya, and what these lands belong to the Kenyans, and you know all these things. They
But
even
now he's
they even went ahead and started destroying some other properties of President Uhuru Kenyatta and the family.
And he has cases of land grabbing.
And he has cases of land grabbing right now.
Yet he was complaining.
About other person who had.
I think he grabbed the Langata. Or
yeah, a lot of
Langata
lands. People are complaining even today. Lands have been grabbed. The cases we had when people are being the houses have been demolished. Those houses were never built.
Okay.
So that land is being grabbed. And you know, when they're grabbing land, when they're taking land in the name of this land belongs to the government, but it does not really literally belong to the government. They are taking it by themselves. It's only that they cannot admit they're taking it by themselves. Okay. So I think it's a matter of comparison and competition that is around here. You want to build a name. Like, for example, someone wants to be like President Moi. Moi led this Kenyan country, for a period of 24 years. And he has a lot of lands. Okay? So someone comes to power in the name of, when I get out of that power, when people look at me, they will be comparing me with a certain person. And that has made someone like Ruto to steal and to be corrupt even more. Because Ruto is someone who has
to build an empire for himself.
Ruto is someone who has come from the streets. But President Uhuru Kenyatta is someone who came from a family that is already rich. They have everything. Okay. President Moi led this country for 24 years. So 24 years was enough to gather everything that he has right now, okay? And the family has right now. Ruto wants to use 10 years to be able to 10 years to compete, or rather to be equal to President Uhuru Kenyatta and President Moi and those other presidents. And that is why the government of President Mwai Kibaki didn't have these lots of corruption, because I believe he's the only man who wasn't struggling to do what? To actually grab these things and the issues of lands and what, it wasn't his work. Yeah. So I think the main reason can be someone just want to leave a name, or rather to build an empire out of nothing, okay? So that when he goes and when he's out of power, is the wealth that he will have acquired will be able to sustain him for a very long time, and it will never come to an end someday.
We have a lot of countries that have natural resources, starting from Ghana, South Africa. They are rich in resources. Congo. Which country do you think, if it gets a good president or a good leader, it can be somewhere? Like, which country you are seeing and you are like, these people are suffering but they don't need to?
Yeah.
For example, for me, I can say Sudan.
Okay.
Rich in oil.
Yeah, exactly.
I can say Congo.
Yes,
Congo
exactly.
has everything.
Exactly.
You know?
You're right.
These are the countries that needs to be topmost. These countries that they have oil, you know?
Exactly.
But you see, Sudan is fighting each and every day simply because of this oil.
Yeah.
Like, there is no way Congolese have seen peace. Each and every time they are crashing. Do you think the leaders of the politicians who are there, they're the one who are doing this, or there's some external forces that is, inciting war, inciting chaos to these countries?
Let me tell you something, brother, and you're going to agree with me on this. Nobody doesn't know that Africa is a great continent, and people who have at least acquired some kind of knowledge, and people with whom their eyes are open right now, they won't fail to let you know that Africa is a great continent. a continent that they have everything, okay? Statistics shows that in the whole world, 90 or 80%, 80 or 70%, somewhere there, of the all minerals that are found in this world, 80% comes from Africa. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
So these other continents and other nations that remain, they share the 20%.
Yeah.
You're getting my point? That shows you that Africa is a great continent, okay? That is number one. Now, simply because of these minerals we are having and all the resources we are having, talk of oil, talk of gold, talk of diamonds, talk of copper, talk of uranium, talk of diatomite, talk of steel, talk of iron, all those things that we are having right now. Because of those things, that's the reason as to why, number one, a white man came to Africa. A white man did not come to Africa, and I did that video in African Streamline. A white man did not come to Africa because he loved Africa, or rather because he had fallen in love with Africa. A white man had to create a false love.
Yeah.
A false love, and came to Africa with a false love, pampered our ancestors with a false love, so that our ancestors can be able to welcome them to Africa. But in the back of their minds, they knew we're coming to Africa because of 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now, you've asked me a question that Sudan are fighting. They have oil. Congo are fighting. They have gold. They have a lot of minerals are mined in Congo. But despite that, they have minerals in their countries, number one, they are very much underdeveloped. No development. If we try to go and compare Sudan with other countries here in Africa, you'll realize it is even more behind. Congo, it is even more behind.
Yeah.
And there is chaos and fightings every day. Okay? Now, I want to use an example. You are rich, okay? And I need whatever belongs to you or whatever you have. Of course, I can't come and take it. Okay, I want to take it in a way that you will never be able to understand. Of course, we understand now. We understand. We youths and many other people who their eyes and minds are open. Okay, right now we understand. But I want to take it in a way that you will not be able to do what? You'll not be able to understand. So you are a fool. I'm clever than you. What am I gonna do? I go somewhere and build a group, or rather recruit a group, okay, and ask that group to come as in the name of terrorists to come and fight, or to come and cause chaos or that in your country, okay? And I know you are incapable of fighting them. So outside powers, foreign powers, they know very well that a country like Sudan, or rather a country like Congo, it is very hard for them to be able to fight for terrorists. Why? Because number one, they don't have enough weapons to be able to fight terrorists, okay? So they're causing, they're building a group of gang in the name of terrorists. They're coming to fight your country. Are you getting my point? So they're coming to fight your country. And then they display themselves as the first picture, because when now your country is in shambles, in shackles, when your country is in fire, you need someone, you need a help from someone. So this country, whatever the country that has caused chaos, they are displaying themselves in a way that when you will come out of that hole looking for help, the first picture, or rather the first person you'll set your eyes on is this person who has caused that problem, okay, in your country. So you'll have no otherwise than to go and ask for help. Or rather, they come into your country, they tell you, we want to help you fight the terrorists, okay? Yeah. So they create a problem, they create a solution, they display that solution in that when you want to go and look for a solution, this first solution you come across with is them, okay? And so they get an opportunity now to come and stay in your country. Like, for example, we have a military base, and we are saying that every day in Kenya, US military base. What is it doing in Kenya? You'll realize that a country like Sudan, there is a military base of a foreign country in Sudan, and in Congo as well. What are they doing there? They are there in the name of they're helping Sudan to fight terrorists. They are in Congo in the name of they're helping Congo to fight terrorists. But the real issue is that they are there because they want to stay there so that they can be able to be part of these resources that comes from Sudan, to be part of these resources that are coming from where? From Congo. Okay? So they are there in the name of maybe associating themselves with you to be able to help you to fight the terrorists. But at the end of the day, whatever brought them there, it is the resources you're having. They created a problem. They are creating a solution. It's a mind game. Okay? I create a problem, I create a solution. When you're coming to look for a solution to your problem, you find I'm the only person who has that solution. Okay? It's like creating a disease and creating a vaccine. You're getting my point? And so, the foreign powers have made it so difficult for a country like Sudan and Congo to grow. Because these countries, they know these countries have resources. These foreign countries, they need these resources to be able to build their countries. I tell you, there is no country in a country in Europe that has not grown or that hasn't developed using the resources that are coming from Africa. All of them, almost all of them, they have developed because of the resources we are having here in Africa. And great countries, you know them. Those countries that has really benefited a lot from Africa, you know them. Okay? So because they know they can't live without these resources, they have to create a problem and create a solution so they can come to bring the solution. And when they're coming to bring the solution, they stay there. Let me finish by this one. I want you to tell me, and I want you to answer me this question. If indeed, when they are offering the help of coming to help you fight the terrorists, if indeed it is true, they are offering a help to come and fight terrorists, I want to ask you, you want to tell me, since the back years that Sudan started fighting, since the back years that Congo started fighting, up to date, these people have not been able to end these fightings. They have not been able to end these battles. They have not been able to end these and make peace. So what were they coming to do? Because if you can be in a certain country for all that time, you came to bring a solution, you have been there for a very long time, but that country, the same things are continuing every now and then, you haven't been able to cool them down, then it means you're not fit for the assignment. Then you have to leave. Okay?
Okay, I don't have much to say. You've heard it from African Streamline. Leviticus. I hope you're gonna watch a lot of episodes, but we have all agreed here from our side that all politicians, African politicians, are thieves.
All of them.
But we have leaders who, they are trying now to make the difference, trying to make the wave to change.
Unless another one comes out and prove us wrong. But right now, as we are talking,
if he's a politician, he won't prove us wrong.
Exactly.
All politicians
because
are the same.
We have seen them for quite, we haven't started seeing politicians.
That's why
we are saying
so long. We are saying soldiers. Like, even if the government will be taken by a soldier,
as long as the leadership
is going to the right direction and he's a leader, it's okay.
That's it.
Tell us in the comment section what you think. Until next episode, peace be with you.